After the meeting, Alvord agreed to an interview about his comments.
It wasn't meant to offend. I believe in equality for all groups, and I think we need to continue to have this conversation and do it in a respectful way.
But seconds after our interview began, Alvord was called away to return to the meeting for a vote and said he could not come back. Can you come back out when you're done?
I think that's probably...
Well, just tell me really quickly. Well, I just want to know if you believe in equity, because you said in your Facebook post that you didn't. Do you?
It depends. It's complicated. Equity means fairness, but that's where it gets complicated.
So do you not believe in fairness?
Oh, sure. Sometimes the way government defines it, it can be problematic, but I don't want to be controversial. I think we need to talk more specific policy. These are like really broad, general topics. So.
But that's important to a lot of people who live here in this community. So what would you say to people who are upset that you said you don't value equity?
I'm sorry, I probably need to leave it there, but thank you for the interview.
Is there anything else you want to say that you want people to know?
No, if that's okay.
How did you come up with April 10th and July 1st? Were those just arbitrary dates, or was there some research put into setting those dates?
No, there's certainly some research behind that, and this was negotiating with the state health department.
I asked the governor what's the upside to lifting the mask mandate on April 10th, and the reason I asked is because most Utahns won't be vaccinated by then.
As to the upside, you'll have to ask the legislature about that. I don't know that there is much upside at all.
What do you as the mayor say to somebody who has concerns about crime in this town?
We've got great investigators looking for them, and we're going to bring a resolution quickly, and that these officers are out there to protect them.
Is there any reason to expect that people who qualify this round wouldn't get the money right away?
If you're eligible, you will be able to get this assistance.
Releasing these people like this makes our communities less safe. To that you would say what?
A lot of them are not coming back to the jail. The ones that were released, they're being placed on different programs.
Do you think it's appropriate, given that it's all coupled in these big chunks of the money for office meetings, for taxpayers to understand that?
Yeah, the cost of doing business.
Yeah, when it involves one of your own, how do you ensure that there are checks and balances there to make sure that it is vetted the same way it would be if it were somebody that wasn't an officer?
Well, those are the things we look at.
Can a study make a difference on this issue, making housing affordable?
This isn't going to be a 400-page study that sits on a bookshelf.
Bill, this is a brand new airport out here. How are you going to make sure that it can handle this amount of passengers?
We still have some kinks to work out, as you would expect, in a big, complicated, and very different facility.
You requested $44 million. What if the feds don't give us $44 million?
It's very possible that we would have to go to the legislature for extra funding.
One criticism of online learning has been that for some students it leads to a lack of connection, disengagement. How do you overcome that with this new model?
So in a regular classroom, we have a lack of connection, lack of engagement.
Had the state thought about instituting something like that at any point?
We had. We discussed at length whether or not it was reasonable to expect healthcare providers to